People who can't communicate think every disagreement is an argument. People who lack accountability take every piece of feedback as an attack.
My grandfather mentioned a good point to me. People who can't communicate think everything is an argument. People who lack accountability think everything is an attack.
As much as I'd like to give people the benefit of the doubt, this statement rings true more times than it doesn't. For every good friend you get, there will always be this one genuinely unbearable person whose life mission is to simply piss you off. See, here's the thing. Communication is extremely important. I'll probably sound like a broken record saying this over and over in all of our videos, but am I wrong? We need communication to function as a society. Whatever medium it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're talking in signs or even speaking some made-up language only you and your best friend understood as weird middle schoolers. We relay messages to get our point across. There's an agenda in communication, that this certain goal that needs to be met, no matter how minute it is. You take that away, and you get nothing but pure dumpster fire. Add some lack of accountability to the mix, and boy, oh boy, aren't you just enjoying the narcissist special? People like these have a dedicated spot in hell, and if you've ever known one, you'll know exactly why.
You say, hey, this bothered me, and suddenly they're breathing heavy like you called them a war criminal. No one yelled. No one cursed. You just used full sentences in adult voice, and suddenly you're too aggressive.
That's really interesting.
People like these, they've mastered the art of passive aggression. They know how to manipulate the situation and make it seem as if you are the one in the wrong. That you are the one who messed up. That you are the one who has lost the plot because all of a sudden you're no longer all smiles with them. Easily, this is the part that will really grate on your nerves. Because now you're standing there late and you're just thinking, what the hell did I ever do to you? You will never, and I mean absolutely never, win against this person. At least not in their perspective you won't. God forbid you decide to look at them with a stern gaze, much less talk to them seriously about something they themselves have done to cross your boundaries. They won't give a damn because, in their eyes, they see it like this. Like, why are you turning against me? Why aren't you siding with me in every breathing moment? They crave for this sort of infallible loyalty. They seek for this unfaltering devotion for you to just kiss their ass every time and simply cater to only their needs and wants. It's already a hassle to be acquaintances with someone who refuses to communicate and admit to their own faults. But to be friends with them, to be family, or even a romantic partner, it almost feels like getting run over by a car. But the car in question is moving at like 20 miles per hour. Your bones are slowly getting crushed, and you're bleeding like hell, and everything is happening in slow motion. That's what makes relationships like these extra excruciating. You know you're dying on the inside every single moment you deal with them in a situation that's not all happy. But it's not instant because individuals who act like this, they are too passive-aggressive to just rip the damn band-aid off. Or in this analogy, just accelerate and get it done with.
Meanwhile, they're out here ghosting, gaslighting, giving you 3-word texts. But God forbid you express a feeling without a smile.
And if you're walking on eggshells around them, don't expect they'll be noble enough to give you such privilege. Remember, they're the star here. The main character who could do no wrong. The one who has all the right to just trample over your well-being because, oh, I treated you to a meal 2 years ago. They will keep tabs on what you do. Not the good things, no. They'll have a neat little mental checklist of all your oopsies, so they can justify whatever overblown reaction they decide to have later on. You can behave like a saint for all you want, but if they remember the one time you were late to their birthday party, expect that's now seen as a mortal offense, and they'll twist it to fit their reasoning that they are the poor, pitiful fella here. Try not responding to them for 2 hours and boom, suddenly they ghost you for 2 weeks. get them a present that's not to their tastes, and now someone's out there reposting on their reels about never being seen by the people around them. Like that, and they'll find all sorts of justifications for this behavior, no matter how well you explain that it's cruel. Because, hey, I have every right to be mad. They're entitled to feel how they feel, but naturally, that won't apply to you. The world revolves around them, after all.
And if you really want to test someone's soul, say the words, "I just want to talk about it." You'll see panic in their eyes, like you just activated a fire drill in their nervous system.
It won't matter if you put them somewhere comfortable, speaking to them in the softest, gentlest, mushiest tone you can muster. The moment you bring up proper communication, you've basically just pronounced war on their whole being. Now you're the aggressive one who keeps firing shots. Now you're the one who can't let things go because you're just so bitter. Men's right on this one, especially. One of the easiest ways to see how someone's character works is by enforcing proper communication like this. Even if you aren't the best with words or expressing yourself, any normal person with a well-functioning psyche will agree and talk calmly. But to a passive-aggressive narcissist, they'll deflect. They will paint it as you overreacting, and you'll sense that being honest with each other is the last thing on their agenda. And this reminds me a lot of the narcissist's prayer.
That didn't happen, and if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, it wasn't a big deal. And if it is, then not my fault. And if it is, then I didn't mean it. And if I did, well, then you deserved it.
Call me edgy, but I know there's a good chance you've seen this before if you've lurked across spaces talking about all sorts of shitty people. Whole point is that they will shift the blame, that they can just shape reality into whatever is most convenient for them. It doesn't matter if you get upset or hurt, just as long as they get what they want while not being seen as the bad guy. Parents like these are especially terrible because you can make a child deal with this baggage. They'll carry that all the way to the therapist's office. Plus, with the power dynamics of it all and the whole concept of extreme filial piety, parents like these feel especially invincible. That, however, is not to say that friends or spouses like these aren't awful. Believe me, and the many other people who've gone through the same BS, that it's the closest thing to an eldritch horror sucking the soul out of you.
Because they don't want to talk. They want to win. They don't want peace. They want to avoid being seen. You ever try to explain how you felt and they respond with, "Okay, but why are you mad at me though?" Like, who else would I be mad at? The wind?
As I said earlier, they'll be all surprised and scandalized when you get upset with them, as if your reaction is a greater sin than whatever they've committed. Dudes out there committing war crimes to your mental welfare, and somehow they'll make it seem as if you're the big meanie who kicks puppies and jumps on kids' sandcastles. Like, no, of course I'm upset. You're playing mind games with me, getting mopey every moment, the very moment I bring it up for you to come clean about it. Now I'm the asshole. I'm giving you the chance to be honest with me without any hard feelings. And now I'm the villain? Who wouldn't be mad? And why else would I be mad at anyone but the person responsible for this drama that could have been talked about and smoothed out 7 weeks ago over dinner? Or they will go through hoops and make high leaps to avoid confrontation and be seen as wrong. And look, I don't like being wrong either. Nobody does. But it gets to a point. There will come a time that you're the one at fault. And you'll have no choice but to own up to it and be sorry about it. Because, newsflash, that's what decent people do. They won't be popping champagne over their slip-ups, but they'll at least lower their pride to be honest and to apologize.
Some people don't want resolution. They want denial, silence, and a nap. They don't know the difference between a conversation in a courtroom. And the moment you hold up a mirror, they call it violence.
This is pretty much how they are. The whole gag is that they are a pain to deal with. And if you do as much as make them see how much damage they're causing, now they act as if the whole world has a vendetta against them. It'll forever be, "Oh, but you offended me back then, and you hurt me, remember?" But never, "I'm sorry for what I've done, and it will never happen again." Then somehow they're surprised that You would rather be around anyone else who isn't them. So, moral of the story, drop people like this in your life as fast as you can. There's no point wasting your energy and time performing mental gymnastics with people who've rigged the system in their favor. They get social proof while you end up breaking into cold sweat late at night. So do yourself a good one and never give any more of these passive-aggressive, can do no wrong narcissists time of your day. Ever dealt with something like this? Like any individual who's acted this way towards you? Let me know in the comments. I'm always up for a chat and a story, as horrific as they may get. Current Champ here. See you on the next one. Peace.
Oh,